G'day guys, welcome back to another Primal Pursuit mission. Ollie here. We're going to go spearfishing today and we're going to shoot some fish. Alright guys, let's get in there. Pretty cold, the water. We're still in the heart of winter, but a few more weeks and we'll be starting to hit spring, so let's not complain. I'm out here on the water. It's a beautiful morning. About 1 knot of wind predicted today, so very minimal wind. Bit of swell, but yeah, conditions are looking good, so yeah, let's go try and find some fish. Well, that was pretty nasty in there. About 1 metre viz. I could barely see the end of my gun, which is 1 metre. So yeah, green as, I don't know why today. I just didn't, well, pre-dive I didn't check the satellite imagery, which I usually do, to get a gauge of the viz. So yeah, it's nasty. For some reason I did bring my only fishing rod. I do actually own a fishing rod. So yeah, might have to give that a go and go later if we can't find any viz. But we'll head wide. There's some islands out here. So we'll go see if we can find some cleaner water and salvage the day. We've got dolphins just ahead. Big pot of them. Woo! Sweet. Never know what you're going to find on the ocean, eh? Love it. Alright, that was a good ride out. Looks like we found some cleaner water. And look at this big rock coming out of nowhere. Coming out of deep water, so let's go have a look and see what's underwater. I'll try and find a point with the current hitting, so we've got the best chance of finding some bait fish. Maybe a kingfish if we're lucky, but just nice to dive in some clean water and have a look around, so let's do it. We've got a nice workup on the surface up ahead, heaps of fish, so might even throw a lure and we'll see if I can get on the school. It's really hard to dive on these schools, they move around so fast, but it looks like trevally or kahawai on the surface, so let's try and get one. Look at all that fish right there. I don't know, this fishing stuff's hard. Let's get the spear gun and get in the water. Big school of koheru. If there's any kingies under there. I'm greeted with much better visibility at this new spot, but very void of fish life. Middle of winter, not much going on. A few dives like this, and I decide to move spots. I spot the workups on the surface again just as I'm leaving, so I decide to jump in and have a crack with the spear gun. Diving straight down, I see a school of koheru below. I'm searching for a kingfish beneath them. Nothing there, so I take a nice fat koheru off the side here. Excellent sashimi. Pretty happy with this. The fish was buzzing around, vibrating like a maniac, like a tuna does. so I let it sit down there on the end of my spear for a minute, trying to lure in a kingfish. No luck, so pull the fish to the surface, and I've got a nice snack for dinner. Right guys, pushed on to another island, and water looks okay. Let's go have a look. I make it to this nice rocky outcrop here. It's getting some good current on it. I'm making my way over the ledges to the pressure points. You can see all the fish milling here mid-water. It's a good spot to be observing, creeping over patiently. I'm looking for a snapper, just parked here behind the weeds, milling in the current. There's a small school of bait fish around. Semi-promising. I'll give it some time, but nothing's producing, so pack up again and keep exploring. It's a very, very quiet piece of coast, so I decide to shoot a silver drummer and chop it up to use as a ground bait to try and lure in a nice snapper for dinner. I find a nice ledge with a drop off where I can creep over and check that ground bait, so I place it down here in the weeds. Have a quick look here in this crack. No crayfish feelers. Back up and let that cook for 20-30 minutes. I'm letting that ground bait do its thing for a while. Move into the shallows. Often in the cooler months you can get the crayfish moving into molt and breed and whatnot. Most of them can be in soft shell, but if you're lucky you'll get a nice male buck crayfish. And funnily enough, I'm just cruising along and there's a big crack here that just emerges from the kelp. I notice some big feelers. I notice some green colour. It's a big crack full of packhorse crayfish. Awesome. Just scoping it out. Look at this side, a whole family sitting down here. It's pretty neat to see. They look alright size, but packhorse lobster need to be pretty big, so these all look just a bit small, so I'm just going to leave them today. Come back another time, maybe next year. I find my bearings. I've got this big rock here covered in small oysters. That's my landmark to know where to dive down to my burley. I know I've got this ledge in front of me running out to sea from that rock, so diving down about 10 meters back, being very quiet. These snapper are very, very scary fish. Any movement or sound they'll bugger off, so here I am using the kelp, creeping over the edge. It's been about 30 minutes now. You never know what's going to be down there on the fish. There's a small snapper having a free feed of my ground bait. You can just see his tail there in the kelp. I decide to retreat in case some other bigger models could come in. Don't want to spook the whole place. Moving back to the shallows. Here's a nice butterfish. That's a good taker. Get the shot. Secure the fish. Awesome. Nice butterfish for the table. One of my favourites. Oh, we're stoked. Nice butterfish. Check out the colours on this. Awesome looking fish, eh? Really cool. Tastes great as well, so sweet. Got my butterfish, got a kohiru. I decide to jump back in and just have a bit more of a scout around this area, as it's close to the boat where I saw these packhorse lobster. It's really thick, dense kelp beds here, which is good I suppose. A nice healthy reef. There's cracks everywhere, some good terrain. It's just hard going, thick kelp. Dive down here into the weeds once again and notice some bright orange claws of a crayfish below, so bash my way through these kelp, get my arm and grab this crayfish here. Unfortunately it's full of eggs, it's a female laden under the tail there, so definitely has to go back. Off she goes. I spot another packhorse here just out in the open by itself. Just not quite big enough as well. Good to see some numbers around though. We'll definitely be back another time and see if there's some bigger models. Hunting snapper, you never know what angle you're going to get them, often top down, so quite narrow shots. You really need a sharp spear. I noticed the end of the shaft on my smaller gun was pretty much flat, must have hit a rock, so I grabbed my old faithful 120. I've shot some great fish on this. It's a bit of a good luck charm. Diving straight in, I noticed a fish just acting a bit weird down here. Butterfish had guts all hanging out at the side of it. I go down to investigate and it looks like it's been shot. Must have been the other diver that was in the area. Make a quick duck dive. Wait till I get the right shot as he comes out of the weed here. Get the shot off and put the fish out of its misery. I notice a kohiru in this fishy little patch. Looks like he's had a few coffees, just buzzing around everywhere, so don't pass up the opportunity and take one more of those for the bag. Awesome. Cold. It's colder. Oh, what a stunning morning. It's really nice now. The sun's coming out finally. Calm seas. No wind. I'm just sitting here just trying to warm up of a day. It does get pretty cold, cold in winter even with a good suit. I'm a bit soft as well. No, been a good dive. Another butterfish to add to the table. Found this one with his half of his head kind of trailing out. Someone had shot him. There was another diver just close around here. He'd obviously shot this fish and it had got away. So lucky I spotted it and put it out of its misery. So another nice eating butterfish to add to the bag. And this kohiru was buzzing around, annoying all the other bait fish. A nice fat little barrel to add to the collection. So some nice sashimi for dinner. And we've got a couple of butterfish that'll be burgers or whatnot later in the week. Pretty happy with that. 2 kohiru, 2 butterfish. So yeah, all good. Other than that, I haven't seen any snapper. Quite a bit of coast. Nice reefs though, and heaps of kelp. It looks pretty healthy, so yeah, we'll nip around the corner, see if we can pick up a snapper. Otherwise we're just cruising, sightseeing for the rest of the day. It's good. I'm greeted with nice clean water again at the new spot. Seems to be more fishy. A few species here milling around, buzzing around. I'm just staying in the shallows here. We're nearing midday. Snapper can be parked up in shallow gutters. All these spots like this are good habitat. So I'm just creeping along the coast, checking over ledges, peering into gutters. It's a nice big hole down here. I see some fish milling around at the bottom, so dive down to investigate. Mostly blue mau here. They see me and swim off into this cave. A few other bait fish, wrasse. Nothing really worth shooting, so make my way back to the surface to get a fresh breath. I notice a few koheru coming in again, so dive back down and just sit patiently, wait for the fish to become a bit more comfortable. And there's a really big one in the school. There he is. Line him up and take the shot. Awesome, another koheru. It's going to be a feast of sashimi tonight. With literally no snapper being seen, I see another big butterfish and don't waste my time getting a good shot and securing that one. There's another fish here, just waiting for my chance, waiting till he's above the kelp, away from the rocks. Almost gets away here, but take a good shot. I spot a nice swim through, one of my favourite things to do while out freediving and spearfishing. Something special about going through caves and big overhangs. It's a very neat experience. Cruise through here, no magic snapper sitting on the other side. It's time to head back to the boat. Whew, it's cold. Just had a good swim after my little sleep on the boat. Lunch break and yeah, got in the water. Still no snapper. About quite weird. It's a big full moon, one of the biggest full moons in years. Maybe that's got something to do with the fishing. Yeah, quite a very quiet day on the snapper. I think I've seen literally one snapper the whole day, one or two little guys. So that's all right. Just picked up 2 more beautiful butterfish. Nice big butterfish. Another one with some cool facial designs. Look at that colour, eh? Don't know if that light's picking it up, but they're such cool looking fish. Tasty. So yeah, burgers on. And I got one more kingfish snack, koheru. My favourite as well. Look at him. It's got a little parasite here growing on his tail. They were all these koheru were milling around just in these big kind of holes and guts. I'm wondering if they've come in and hoping that someone's going to eat one of those lice off them. I'm not sure. I've never seen these before. Yeah, maybe they're trying to get cleaned up by some other fish. Interesting. Anyways, we'll get these fish on ice. I'm freezing cold, eh? Keen to get back and we'll have a cook up, have a main feed. Butterfish burgers and koheru sashimi. Yeah, stick around if you want to see how we prepare these fish. Just a stunning day once again. New Zealand coastline. Look at this, middle of winter. Pretty good. G'day guys, welcome back. We're back home. I'm going to do a bit of a fillet session. Here's some of the tasty fish from yesterday's dive. I've already given a few away from family, so this is what we've got left. We've got some koheru, the best fish for sashimi. So I managed to get 3 of those, and I've got 2 butterfish left. Here's those cool patterns on the face, showing you out in the water. Really cool fish. Fish burgers. And I'm gonna do these koheru into a raw fish salad. Alright, there we have our butterfish fillet. We'll get all the rest off and then we'll do the koheru. If you're new to my channel or you just don't really know about New Zealand waters, what fish species we have, this is the butterfish, also known as greenbone, and you can see why. Really has a bluey green tinge right through the bone, that spine. It's quite neat. Time for these bad boys. The flesh is so soft. No wonder the kingfish love them so much. All on ice yesterday, gutted, out in the water. Often the best eating fish are the smaller varieties, but yeah, it can be a pain in the ass filleting a whole lot of fish. If you haven't tried the koheru and you catch them on your line or whatever, give them a go. Trust me, they are wicked eating. Very soft flesh, stunning. Now these do have little bones right down the spine, so we'll just remove that whole piece there. Gets a bit of that bloodline out as well, and the rest is all good eating. Right guys, we're going to cut up the fish for the raw fish dish. Here we've got our koheru. If we don't have enough there, I might add in a bit of butterfish. Going to soak that in some lemon juice, add in a bit of capsicum, pepper, coconut milk, red onion, got a bag of coriander I'll add, and usually I do add mango. Totally forgot to get that at the supermarket today. Nothing else here to substitute, but we're just going to keep it simple, so let's chop this up. Okay, look at that. Wow. It's the softest fish I've ever eaten. It's so good. Now I would usually soak that fish in lemon juice for a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then squeeze it all out, drain the juice off, then add your coconut milk and all your ingredients. But I've found lately just putting 1 or 2 lemons in there, just enough, and then just letting it absorb. Yeah, give it 10-15 and then add in all the other ingredients. If that fish is fresh and good quality, tastes just as good, and you keep a bit more of that lemony zing to it. It's one of those recipes you can just chuck it all together, and most of the time it's just always going to come out awesome, so give it a crack. You can almost see here the coloration changing, that lemon juice doing its job, so basically it almost does cook it. Red onion, pepper, capsicum, here's our basic recipe. Time for some coconut milk, coconut cream, coriander, whack some salt and pepper in there. Alright, there we have our fish salad. My favourite to go with fish salad, some corn chips. Yeah, it's always good. Just chuck in whatever you've got. Some people like to put tomato in there. I definitely recommend some fruit like a mango, because that little bit of sweetness, oh, it's always good. That ain't gonna last. All right, I'm gonna enjoy that, and then it's butterfish burgers for dinner, so stick around.